Hey guys, so we often get asked quite a lot at T2FIT about Myzone, what it is, what it's for, and how people can use it within their sessions. So we thought it'd be a really good chance for us to run through a few things about it, what it is, and some sort of FAQs about it, and then hopefully that can help you understand Myzone a little bit better.
Nice. Well, Amy, why do we have Myzone here, and what are the benefits of using it?
So I guess Myzone, first of all, is a heart rate monitor, and we use it here as a metric of tracking progress. So we can see from the screen what's going on with people's heart rate. We can see as a percentage of their maximum heart rate how hard they're working. We can see how quickly they're recovering, but also it's quite a good accountability tool. So actually just coming to the gym, putting your Myzone on, in a session, doesn't matter whether it's small group or large group, just kind of lets you tick off that session for the day. And then in the Myzone app you can see across the calendar month how many sessions you've done. So it just kind of adds that nice layer of kind of ownership, accountability, but also, yeah, as a metric of tracking progress for how hard you're working cardiovascularly.
Like it. So if I'm somebody new to the gym or somebody's been using Myzone, what metric should I be looking for? Like there's a few stats we've got on the screen at the moment, like up in the top right and the bottom corners of the screen. What are they? What do they mean?
Yeah, so there's essentially three numbers, and then there's three numbers in the corner and then one main number in the middle. The top right number is the calorie output that you've had so far in that session, so that's the number of calories that you've burned. The bottom left number is your current heart rate, and then the bottom right number is your MEP score, that's Myzone effort points, and that's basically worked out on how hard you're working across the session. It gives you a certain number of points based on the intensity that you've been working in that session, and it's all tailored to you, so yeah, it's working off how hard you've worked basically. And then the number in the middle is the percentage number of your maximum heart rate that you're currently in. And you can see that there's different coloured tiles which shows the different colour zones that people are in. And so like from grey it's 50 to 60, blue 60 to 70, green 70 to 80, and then yellow is 80 to 90, and then 90 plus is red. So it shows you at a really quick snapshot level how hard you're working cardiovascularly. Okay,
cool. So if I was to do a small group personal training session, for example, what would I be looking for within that session? Should I be looking at Myzone, or should I be more focused on what I'm doing in that session?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Myzone is a good thing to have on, just because, like I said, it's the accountability factor. It's also a good way to see how well you're recovering. However, in our small group sessions, because we're focusing more on strength training, there are a lot of other metrics that we're looking at: your form, how well you're moving, the weights that you're lifting. So potentially in the small group sessions, you don't want to be completely fixated with what's going on with Myzone, but it's good to have as a tool to see, you know, like between sets, if you're recovering, if it feels like that is matching how you feel as well. Like if you feel like your heart rate's come down, having a quick look at the screen as well. But it's a bit more, the other metrics are a bit more important in our small group sessions.
Cool. So would we use this more in one of our large group sessions then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the large group sessions, by nature of what they are, they're cardiovascular. And from a recovery point of view, it's great, so you can see session by session how well you're recovering, but also if you can push into higher intensity zones is a good thing. Some of our other sessions of large groups might be more aerobic, which is like you don't want such a high heart rate. So it's just a really good tool to track your heart rate, see how hard you're working, see how well you're recovering, and then over time across our program, you can see whether you're sort of recovering quicker and adapting more over time.
Cool, okay. So in terms of the MEPs that we have that you spoke about, how many should I be aiming for? I've seen like there's different status levels, so like bronze, silver, gold. How many MEPs do we need to achieve each month to increase?
Good question. Good job, I know the answer. 1,300 you need to get per month, so you can get that across however many sessions that you need to. And as long as you hit that per month, your status starts at iron, and you work right the way through each month. There's different kind of achievement levels right the way through until 2 years, I believe, in which in that status you get Hall of Fame. So there's lots of different metrics along the way, and if you don't hit that for a month, then you essentially do lose that status. So it can be a really good way of getting that accountability in, you know, getting your sessions in and knowing that you need to get 1,300 points to stay within that status.
Okay, cool. So what would be your best bit of advice to anybody just starting with Myzone, just like coming in for their first session? What would be your best bit of advice?
Yeah, I'd say try and wear it for every session because it gets you into good habits. Have a look at what it's saying. I think it takes a few sessions for the software to kind of calibrate with your heart rate and get used to your heart rate. Some people might have a naturally higher heart rate, and that's okay, but it's just a good tool to have to look at, and then especially in the large group sessions, the coaches might often use that as well to see sort of how hard you're working and how quickly you're recovering.
Okay, and somebody who's been here for a little bit longer, maybe a bit more experienced, so they've been here for 6 to 12 months, what should they be looking for in this? Would it be the same?
Yeah, I think similar things, and I guess having a look at your, but because you would have done more sessions, you'll be able to sort of see, okay, this large group session normally makes me feel like this.
Yeah.
And it can also be a good tool if you know that you're somebody that normally sits in, say, yellow zone for your large group sessions when it's high output, but then you might be spiking in red. It could also show you about other factors, about whether you're maybe a bit tired or maybe that you're not as well recovered. So it can be a good tool to track other metrics as well.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, well guys, I hope you found that useful. If you do have any other questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Drop us an email at hello@transformtofit.co.uk or grab a member of the team and we'll be more than happy to help. Thanks. Thanks, Amy.